Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. I'm just gonna have to be completely honest with you. If I slur during this video, it's because I'm drunk. I've just finished doing a recording of EFAP reactions with Mauler, Rags, plus other guests, Critical Drinker, Jay Longbone, to mention just a couple. Where we all watched Batwoman Season 2, Episode 1 together. So expect that video to drop on Mauler's channel relatively soon. However, before we started recording, the viewing figures for the first episode dropped. Oh boy! Now, if you're saying, Az, where's your review? My review of Batwoman Season 2, Episode 1 will be out tomorrow for your viewing pleasure. And can I just say, without giving too much away, the first episode was a fucking disaster. An absolute disaster piece of an episode. It was horrendous. It was terrible. It was laughable. It was poorly written, poorly acted, apart from Dougray Scott. Dougray Scott wanted to act. He's just like, if my career is going to be in the toilet, then at least I'm going to have some respect as I'm covered in feces. But yeah, you're going to have to tune in tomorrow to get all the wheres and what fors and whys. Now then, the first season of Batwoman, I'm sorry, there's got to be foreplay. There's got to be foreplay. Speaking of which, 3/4 of a bottle gone in an hour. When Batwoman first aired, its season premiere in October of 2019 did 1.86. That was a terrible rating. That was an absolutely appalling rating, okay? And the reason why it was an appalling rating was because this was the premiere of a Bat show in the Bat family. It should have popped massive. The Flash popped massive. Supergirl, which was on CBS, popped 13 million at the time because it was on CBS and then got relegated to the CW. Arrow, massive. You could go all the way back to Smallville, which is admittedly pre-streaming, massive. Millions upon millions. At least 7 million. So 1.8 million was the worst rating of any season premiere in the Arrow universe. And when you've got a Bat, the Bat family support, it's crazy bad. And why? Because they sold the show on intersectional feminism and identity politics. And nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit about that. They want to be entertained. They want fun villains. They want exciting plots. They want dynamic interactions. Maybe a little bit of romance in there as well. Who knows? But no, it was sold off the basis of very nasty woman with Kate Kane, a very selfish, narcissistical, and that's what you get. That's what you get. So it popped a 1.86 on its premiere and then tanked. It just dropped massively. And it dropped massively because the quality of the show was just garbage. Absolute garbage. So within 8 episodes, the show was teetering on the verge of going sub 1 million. And that was an absolute disaster. Now, it got a slight boost during the mid-season because this was the Crisis crossover. However, this was across the board on all the shows. Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, the lot. The Crisis crossover popped the lowest of the crossover ratings that there'd been. It was appalling. And the idea was fun and exciting, and the Crisis comic is great. But the way that the CW translated it, you know, you can already envisage in your mind what to expect. It was just a clusterfuck of a disaster. So it popped to 1.7. It couldn't even beat the season premiere. And then after that, dropped. And its worst rating that it did was going down to episode 17, 6.34. And even the next week after, 6.43. These are terrible for a first season of a television show in the Bat family. I still have to stress, absolutely terrible. And you can just see the demographic. It starts off at 0.47, which is decent for 1.8 million. Can't deny that. And then by the end, it's at 1.17, 1.17, 1.17. Anywho, the season finale ends with a 0.739. It's a disaster. A disaster. Ruby Rose quits. She quits as Batwoman. She, by the looks of it, doesn't like the everyday work that goes into a television series like this. These are long days. If you've ever followed the story of Tom Welling at Smallville, that guy used to drive to the set, do huge days, because Tom's in every scene as Smallville, pretty much. Certainly was for like the first few seasons. Just virtually every single scene is Tom Welling, Tom Welling, Tom Welling. So much so that he nearly crashed his car and died falling asleep at the wheel once. And so Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor, and the other cast members got together, and they sort of forced the studio to give Tom a driver, so he didn't have to drive back, so he could at least relax and fall asleep in the journey on the way back from the set, because that guy just worked his ass off. And Smallville was a great show. Ruby Rose, nah, she doesn't like this. She doesn't like this everyday business stuff. She much prefers the movies by the looks of it. Quit the show. There seems to be some sort of animosity there, but we'll probably never get the full story. So Javicia Leslie comes in, and what do? Instead of rebooting the show, in as much as they say, right, we've got a new Batwoman, look how it's gone down when we push intersexual feminism, when we push identity politics, look how it's gone down, let's revamp the show and make it fun. Let's give it a very fun spin, say, right, we've got a new Batwoman, we're going to have new villains, new fun episodes. This is going to be a completely different direction. And push that. No. Now, instead of Batwoman being white and gay, she's going to be black and gay. So she's got twice the diversity points. And then they're going to push that. And they did in the marketing. They just pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. Not that there was much marketing, because I'll be perfectly clear here, there's not much budget. And after you saw the first episode, it's clear to see not a lot of budget here. But they kept pushing it. Even Javicia Leslie herself on her Twitter account referred to herself as Black Woman. When they did a 30-second vignette leading up to the series, it's like, yeah, this is going to be bat-tastic. This is going to be this is going to be that. Oh, and it's going to be black. And you just like, people just want to be entertained on television. They don't care about your petty politics. And they don't care about the color of people's skin. They want to be entertained. And if the show is well written and well constructed, then they'll get that entertainment. But when you make it a very specific and loud voice that you are just there to push identity politics, racial politics, gender politics, people zone out and they'll watch something else. So with that in mind, boosh. Here we go. First week. 0.663. down 64.35%. Now, I believe that's on the average, or down on the season premiere. Well, I don't know. It's down 64%, I think, against its premiere episode from last season. It's a garbage result. The demo, 0.10. 0.10. Now, they're blaming the NFL. They're blaming the fact that the playoffs are happening on this bad result. Look, I'll say this. Screw that. It's obviously going to have some effect. Some effect. But when your demographic is 0.1, you're not bringing in younger viewers anyway. And number two, this is your season premiere. This is actually your opportunity to pop a rating. And you didn't do it. You couldn't do it. Nobody gives a shit about this show because you just farm it off as identity politics and intersexual feminism and race baiting, and nobody gives a toss. We've had a year of lockdown in Coof. We've had a disaster year in general. People are at each other's throats left, right, and center. People want to be fucking entertained. Not lectured, not preached, not some bitch in fucking the CW trying to push her fucking politics on people. We don't fucking care. We don't care. Nobody cares. We want to have some fun. We want to have some levity. We want to have some entertainment. And your show can shove it right up your mo because it's shit. Right, my review will be out tomorrow. It's probably going to be highly savage because it was just a piece of absolute shite. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do get a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. Can't wait to see how it fares next week when it's up against the championship games. Yee. You take care. Bye for now.